Hey ratbags, it's Jade, welcome to JadeCraft and a highlights video of all of the stuff you need to know about Grounded Into the Wood update. That's what 0.012 is going to be called, and it is the next big update, and by the time you've seen this video you can go and test this out for yourself on the public test servers on Steam, and you should be able to opt into it on the Xbox Insider program. There's loads of videos showing you how to do that. If you don't know, you can test this stuff out for yourself. The update's going live at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. So that's pretty much like midnight or 12:30 at night in the UK, something like that. An absolute ton of stuff is going into this update. As usual, it's much bigger than we anticipated. You might have seen my Grounded 2020 video where I spoke about it, and oh my gosh, they've added so many more new creatures, so many more items, crafting, whole bunch of changes to UI, how to navigate the map, and much more. So I'm going to list everything that I took note of in that stream for you, and then look out for a whole bunch of videos detailing everything you need to know about the next Grounded update. So let's go. So the Twitch stream revealed there's kind of 4 biomes in the work now, not just the wood pile, but they've also fleshed out the decking just by the actual shed itself. They've also got the pipes, I've got much deeper trench system now, so I would consider that a mini biome, and we've got the new barbecue biome. So starting with the one that we knew the most about, which was the wood pile. Yes, it's going to be home of the termites, which we'll get into. You can see it's huge. You've got to be climbing all these big wooden logs. There are splinters to go and harvest that you're going to need a tier 3 axe from. There's so much info to go through. I'm trying to keep it all in the same sort of compartments though. You'll be climbing up these nails and twigs, and eventually you'll make your way to a blue tarpaulin. Of course, you'll be going into the actual wood pile itself, hence the name, Into the Wood. But you can see on top of the actual blue tarpaulin, you've got a pond-like area, some water sitting there, and a whole bunch more stuff, juice boxes and various other little bits. To get to that wood biome though, you're going to have to now go through the barbecue zone, or the ashlands. It's tipped over completely and it's huge. This is where we're going to be getting the charcoal pieces from now on, but there is danger from them sizzling pieces. They're not just for show, you are going to need the antline gear to help you not get burnt. Shida also mentions in the stream some sort of coal springs that I didn't actually see in the actual stream, or I wasn't maybe paying enough attention, where you may actually have some water that's like steaming and stuff, if I'm guessing rightly. But you can see these sizzling pieces of charcoal are still hot, and you're going to take sizzling damage if you get too close. And then maybe not as sexy, but I did want to show off these trenches with the pipes that kind of lead to it, just I think by the side of the actual picnic bench and stuff. It's pretty substantial, it's pretty large, and you can see there's obviously still going to be the shortcuts that will take us up to there as well. So they've expanded it by the looks of things as well, made the gap between the picnic bench and the actual shed even bigger. This is where you're going to find pupa hide. It's a new resource that's in the ground, and you're going to need a tier 3 axe to actually break it open. And yes, you can see some new creatures like the ladybug larvae. They might be around here and also in that zone with all the ash. It's a brand new type of creature, obviously a baby version of a ladybug, or child version, or adolescent version, or whatever we want to call it in bug terminology. They seem to be pretty tough, they seem to be pretty deadly, they move around a lot more than the normal larvae, which I've always found pretty tough to fight against. I am awful at combat in Grounded, so it does look like that's going to be a formidable challenge. On top of them creatures, let's go for the rest. The Black Ox Beetle is another new addition. It's going to be the tankiest creature in the game, so basically the hardest to defeat in terms of having the biggest health pool, much more than the sickly roly-poly, and you can see it pretty much charges instantly when it sees you, so it definitely looks like it's going to be much more challenging. It looks pretty devil-like, and it looks like it also throws boulders or big piles of dirt at you as well. So you might not be able to just kite this around, it can get you at range as well as close up. We are also going to be able to make a new burger out of him, a new meal type. It's 1 or 2 recipes incoming, but the second recipe wasn't ready to show yet. And it does look like, as I told you guys in my 2020 Grounded video, we're going to be getting a tier 3 axe and hammer, and the hammer is made out of the Black Ox parts too. So I'd always assumed pupa was an actual bug, and I am still a bit confused, but when I looked it up, it means that it's basically the adolescent stage, or the skin or cocoon of a creature. So it's effectively dried up skin parts from bugs that are transformed from maybe ladybug larvae to a proper ladybug, if I've got that right. And you can see here, we're going to have to get it with a tier 3 hammer. And of course we got the termites, and indeed they are the ones they showed off in the video previously. I was a bit confused because we saw another mite variation, so it does look like there is another type of mite in the game as well. But these are termites, the soldier ant versions, and there's going to be a normal termite as well. So two different types of termites just here that look the same, just one's a bit larger, just like they do with the ants. They're pretty formidable, they're going to be shooting that goo, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to go over with the statuses, making it much easier for us to see exactly what kind of fictions we've got. So they're going to be obviously patrolling around that wood pile zone. And this might not even be the final creature. Adam said there's still more to come, but this is a scarab that's been added. It's not a green beetle or golden beetle, but an actual scarab. They're going to run away from you, so they're going to be a bit harder to capture or take care of, as they'll instantly run just like an aphid maybe. So yeah, it's going to have to put our thinking boxes on. There are going to be no tameable pets in this update though. It does look like they're leaving that well alone for a bit longer. So what other tools and items are there? Well, we do know there's going to be a tier 3 Termite Axe. They showed it off in the menus, but I didn't get an actual chance to see it in action. And it does look like we're going to be using them to get the wood pieces or the little splinters that are sticking out around here. Not 100% sure what they're going to be used for, whether or not it's going to be just a crafting item. In the previous game files, they had hardened sprigs, so maybe they've gone down that route where we just chop it from the actual splinters. But there is some new build pieces. Say hello to burr wood pieces. These are a new wood type that's coming into the game. Maybe we're going to be using splinters to help build them, I'm not sure. I'm guessing the burrs are some of them actual weeds we've seen around the backyard. So yeah, you're going to be able to make a new floor of it. It isn't my gameplay, by the way. This stream was a bit choppy. Eric had a few issues with it. But yeah, a new floor type, which is great. Does definitely break it up, especially might go well with the mushroom brick pieces that have needed another floor piece. They did also say they're trying to fit in a last couple minute decorative items, but they may or may not make it into it. But it does look like this might be the one of the only sort of big new build pieces in the game. Of course, you might have already seen some pictures talking about the adjustable mannequins. That is something that's happening now. You can put them in all sorts of different poses, just like you can with the actual playable characters. Well, now your mannequins can do the same. They definitely remind me of like a Doctor Who bad guy. Other changes too, it looks like they've mixed up how you actually make your smoothies now. It's got a different look about it. I'm pretty sure that's new, unless I've just not seen one in ages. And they've also changed a whole bunch of features with the mechanics of crafting. Items will now pull other items. So if you're using the spinner or the grinder, it will pull resources from your chest nearby. So you don't have to keep reloading it every 2 seconds. You'll be able to custom click on it and create what you want. With them changes, they're also making it finally available that you can actually craft a whole bunch of resources in one go. I was just speaking about this in the comment section of the video, and I said it didn't really need it because you could do this already in certain ways, but they are making it quick and easy. If you've got the resources nearby, you will be able to go ahead and make a whole bunch of stuff like the grass rope. They've also gone and made it so you can customize the bouncers. I told you guys they used to have a catapult in the game before they removed it, obviously in the first few days of the game being live, but it looks like they're going to have this instead now, where we will just be able to adjust the angle we want from these and move around. So I still like the idea of having a catapult eventually, the one we can maybe build and move around on wheels or something, but this is a great idea as well. We can be able to create so many new things with this, ways to get around the map. I can't wait to see some creative stuff where someone gets across the whole map using nothing but these angled webs. There is also a new type of rope in the game, lint rope as well, so it looks like we're going to have to get some more resources called lint, I'm guessing, or combine it with something else to make it. Another new feature is the customizable lighting. You'll be able to now use the lamps and change the mood of them. You can make them a little bit warmer, a little bit cooler, and you'll be able to change the brightness, so it can go from red to green, or maybe not green, but definitely a lighter colour. And they're thinking or open to other ideas about how we can customize a lot more of the other stuff in the game. They've also changed how lean-tos work. You'll now be able to sleep anytime you want for 8 hours, but there will be a cooldown of 12 hours once you've slept once. So you now can go sleep a bit earlier or in the day whenever you want if you want to go and hunt creatures that only maybe appear more at night time. To make things even easier or harder as well, there's a whole bunch of custom game settings again that I showed you guys, and it does look pretty comprehensive. You can absolutely adjust everything. Your pets never die, never have to worry about food, stamina. You can make it hardcore, make yourself lose all your items in your backpack. There's so many new things you can do, and you'll be able to adjust and change this, not in game, but every time you exit your game, you can and calibrate something if you want. And when friends join, they'll be able to see the settings in the menus to see exactly what you've got on or off. Build menus also got a little bit more love too. We can see here there's little dials that give basically differences between them. So you can see we've got the wall pieces and there's going to be 3 variations. You can see the 3 little markers just below them. Obviously some pieces may have more than that, but just give you an idea of how you'll cycle through new build items now a bit quicker and easier too. Another new feature is you can dump all really quickly now. If you've got items in chest like 6 fiberglass, you can just go up to it and click hot dump and it will dump any fiberglass in your inventory straight in that chest. They've changed how you get told about what's affecting you. They've got more icons now that you hover over and they'll give you more information rather than just a great big massive list of active effects. These same icons are going to appear underneath your health and stamina bar as well, just to let you know more visually to what's going on, what creatures are attacking you or what kind of damage you're taking. Is it going to be sizzling damage, poison damage and other stuff. With the creative mode turned on, they also showed a new feature that you can copy items. So if you want to build a whole bunch of ovens, then you can go ahead and make as many furnaces as you want just by going over to it, and there'll be a new button that you can basically clone it and pop it down instead of having to go through all the menus. They also made changes as well with the actual spinning wheel, or the grind I should say, that you can actually grind up and do a whole bunch more in terms of like eelgrass or weeds into grass fibre. Now alongside a bunch of other changes to UI where you can see all the secrets you found, so like notes, recordings, they're all going to be put in nice little menus now. They've also got a really big new feature, the resource scanner. You'll find these in every single one of these stations. It says it's got to be powered on, so I'm not sure if we've actually got to do something to actually get the power on for it or not, because in the actual stream they came to it, it didn't have the power on. They had to load up another save where it was powered. But effectively, the more of these you have activated across the map, you'll be able to pinpoint every single resource in the game. If you need bug parts, if you need actual resources, it will show you on the map exactly where they are. Now in terms of the bugs, it will show you their last position, so by the time you run over to where they might be, they may have moved, so you might have to still make sure you're using it at a science station close to where you think the bugs parts will be, but it is going to show you. If you want to know where an eggs are, it will show you, and as soon as you've clicked on what you want, when you go and actually place a marker on it, which you can now do, place markers wherever you want, it will turn up with that icon so you won't lose track of where you're going. And we've got the new peepers modes that you can basically use your hands to act like binoculars so you can see further distances and again tag stuff and put waypoints down. So we ain't going to need any binoculars or any kind of spyglass, you'll just be able to simply do it by pressing the right button. In the Q&A section, I didn't get through as many as I would have liked, but a few. We do know that there's going to have some achievements with this update. They are obviously going to be supporting Grounded beyond 1.0. They've said they want to get the footprint of the yard fully complete, and they're making good progress on that, so that the whole of the yard has got stuff and content in it before they actually finish up the story content. Of course, there's going to be new science points and molars in the new areas to go and collect. And they are working on a beastery, so they've still got a bit of things to do on that, and obviously they want to make sure they've got all the other creatures possibly added before they finalise and finish it off, but that is something that's going to come on. That'll give us a bit more info about the creatures, the bugs that we find. So lots to go over. All the biomes have got new stuff going on. We've got like shears and new pot plants and bikes to go and cover. That looks like it's a scooter. There's all sorts to discover in the newest update. And they said that wasn't even it. This is only still maybe not half of the content that's possibly coming. I think if I heard that right. Or at least there might be some more surprises still. And I'm guessing hopefully there'll be some sort of new boss fight in the game too. They're kind of considering the actual Ox Beetle as a mini boss. Again, if I heard right, they're considering that as a mini boss. Some other last minute things I noticed and forgot to include are there is a big fertilizer bag on the way to the decking, so now we'll be able to go and collect some more fertilizer, and obviously the charcoal pieces will now obviously be there as well, so we'll be collecting them a bit more differently too. I'm not 100% sure if this is right, but I did see black ant eggs, and I'm not sure if they were added before. I know there were eggs in the black ant hills, but I didn't know they were actual black ant eggs themselves. So there we go, that's a little taste of everything to go and experience on the public test servers that go live. Like I said, by the time you see this video, you won't have to wait very long at all. Or if you're not doing that, you don't want to subscribe to the public test servers, then you know what to expect, at least so far. Check out the rest of my channel. I'm going to have so many guides coming up, taking a look at all this stuff, short to the point, I am going to be all over it. JADE is the home of Grounded for me now. I moved pretty much my Grounded content from my main survival channel, which did really well with Grounded, but I had to move it over because I was covering way too many games and I still want to cover Grounded as one of the main things I do. So that's why it's on the JADE channel, because you're going to be seeing mostly Grounded content. We've taken looks at other games that are similar as well. So I hope you like it. Go and check out the rest of the stuff and I'll see you rat bags for more update content soon. Bye bye.